Good morning, Quirky Birders, it's Lynn here, and I just thought it'd be really nice to just do another little quirky tutorial for you all this morning. And the design that I thought we would do is this little duck. And this little duck's just having a potter, and he's out in his garden watering his spring flowers. Now this little design is great for a little illustration on the front of any sort of notelet or gift card or greetings card, but you could also paint it a little bit larger if you wanted to. But we'll just show you today how to do this smaller version. So I've got a small piece of watercolour paper ready, and I've just roughly sort of traced out my design of the little duck, and I'll show you how to draw the little duck now. So what we're going to do to begin with is we're going to start by just putting in the line just that runs down his back and down into the tail. And then from there we can then add the lovely shape of around his tummy, so we can come all the way down and then round into the tail. We'll just put some little wispy bits in the tail. We can then add in the beak, under his chin. His wings are quite simple, they're just nice three sort of sweeping shapes. And then we'll do his little hat. So I'll pop a little brim on his hat. And then we can add in the band. Like so. The next thing we can do is his wellies. So he's got some nice big wellies on his feet. I'll do two of those. We can add in his legs. Okay. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we'll just do his little watering can. So we'll start by putting in the side of the watering can. And then we can add in the spout. And a little water spray at the top. Add in a handle. And now he's holding the watering can. So we just need, we'll just rub out a little gap in that handle. And what we'll do is we'll add in almost like a little finger of where he's holding the watering can, like so. And that's it for your drawing of your little duck. He's just very, very simple indeed. So the next thing that we can do is we can now paint our little duck. So let's make a start with that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop in the lovely bright yellow of his little beak. So let's add that. Have a nice solid colour for his beak. And we'll do the same with his wellies. So I'm going to do him with some nice red wellies, I think. And then we need to use the colour grey. We need a very, very pale grey. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a couple of bits of colour of the grey. So we'll come down the back of his neck. We can add a little bit of the grey onto his wings, his tail, and we'll come around his tummy. And we can pop a little bit of colour onto his hat. So I'm just going to use a little bit of ochre onto his hat. Then we need to do the rusty watering can. And we'll just paint that in a sort of grey-brown colour. Not forgetting the handle. Then we can add one or two little flowers, so we can just use a little bit of the orange. And we'll just paint a series of little petals. We'll add a little bit of the purple. Do some taller ones. So just literally just stipple your way down the flower stem. You'll have one going off at a bit of an angle. We can add a little bit of the green for some stems, so just use the tip of the brush. And we can just add some little leaves as well. You can pop a little butterfly in the sky. So I'm going to use a little bit of the orange. And it's just literally just a little crisscross. Paint. Now let's add another little colour to the watering can. So I'm going to use a bit of a rusty reddy brown. I'm just going to pop that into parts of the watering can. And then we'll add a bit of a darker brown band to our little duck's hat. And then lastly, we'll just use a little bit of the grey just underneath our little duck's feet. Okay. Now I've just caught that red there ever so slightly, so I just need to just collect that bleed. So I've just got a clean dry brush. Hopefully that's stopped that. Okay. Now the last thing that we need to do is we just need to put some little bits of blue for the water coming out of the watering can. And there's a couple of ways that you can do this. You can either do it as a splatter, so you would load your brush with the paint and then strike it against a pencil just to create those little bits of splatter, or you can just literally just dot it around. Just put some little dots. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to let my little duck dry and then I'll come back in just a moment to complete the ink details. Okay, so our little duck is now dry and we can just add in the ink details. Now I'm just using a 0.1 pen because I'm working quite small. It's nice to keep the pen a little bit finer. So what we'll do with the ink details is we'll start just by putting in, coming over the top of those pencil lines. You can do multiple lines in places if you want to just achieve that sort of nice sketchy look. And we can add in some little bits to his tail, add his legs. And then let's do his wellies. Put a little bit of a thicker line on his soles of his wellies. Add in his beak. Give him a little eye. And then we've got his little hat. Pop in the butterfly. And then for the little flowers, all you're going to do is just scribble over the top of the taller ones. And you can pop them on the stems. And let's just go around a few of the leaves. Pen's decided to stop working. Just swap my pen over. Not doing very well today with my pens. Just put a little bit of the scribble onto the garden. There we go. And then we can just give it a signature. And there we have it. One very, very simple little illustration of quite a quirky little duck just watering his spring flowers there. I do hope you're going to have a go at this, and I do hope you enjoy making your little greetings cards with this design. Do have some fun with it, and I'll be back again with another video very, very soon indeed. Enjoy your painting. Have fun. Goodbye.